Welcome back, travel fans. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides, and today I'm going to tell you all about the North Star on Royal Caribbean. You might be confused because I'm sitting in front of the red sofa, but this is not a Sunday sofa time. This is a video about the North Star on, I did it on the Anthem of the Seas, but it's also on the Ovation and the Quantum of the Seas. And for those of you who now have no idea what I'm talking about with the red sofa, I do two kinds of videos on my channel. They're all travel related. My Friday videos are always videos from some experience, some travel related thing. And my Sunday videos are Sunday Sofa Time, where I sit here in front of the red sofa and talk about something that's happened to me, but I usually don't have any like video footage of it. It's more like just telling a story about something that I've experienced, someplace I've been, something that I've been through. So today's gonna be like a mix of those, and the reason is the day that I did the North Star on the Anthem, I was so busy doing other things that I didn't take the time to like sit down and do the talky part of it. So that's why I'm sitting and doing it here. So that's what you're here for. That's what I'm gonna tell you about. You might be asking yourself, what is the North Star? And that's what I'm gonna show you. To break it down easily, it's like a gigantic, and I mean big, viewing platform on the top deck of the cruise ship. Like I said, it's on the Anthem, the Ovation, and the Quantum, and if I read it correctly, it raises you up to 300 feet.
300 feet.
Above the ocean floor. So that's like if any of you have ever been to, like Cedar Point in Ohio, that's like as high as Millennium Force. And then add to that the fact that you're on like a ship, so you can do it like on land or you can do it out at sea. And it's just, there's a whole sort of like phobia factor to it. That sounds like a new TV show, Phobia Factor. This is what you need to know before you do it. First of all, you need to make a reservation if you want to do it. I think technically, you can just kind of show up and hope that there's some open places in the group, but I wouldn't recommend it. If you want to be really sure to do it, make sure you make your reservation in advance. And this is what it's like. You show up there and you have to check in next to the bar. You can see the bar here on the pool deck. That's where you go to check in. Then you will go with your group up this spiral staircase or up the elevator if you don't want to take the stairs. And that is where you board, where you enter the actual North Star cabin. And if you've been on any of the Eyes, like the Orlando Eye or the London Eye or what's it called in Las Vegas again? It's very similar to that, except that instead of it like being a bunch of cabins on a great big circle, it's just one cabin on the end of a great big long arm. So I would say it probably fits about 25 people, maybe 20, 25 people, and it is open on all sides. And when it's down on the ground, of course, there are some good places to stand and some not good places to stand. But as soon as it gets up in the air, basically every place is a good place to stand, but it depends on what it is you want to see. So here is one piece of advice I could give you. The first piece of advice is, of course, make a reservation in advance. But the next piece of advice is do it while you are on land, because I think that is the best way to make sure that you're gonna see something really cool. If you're out at sea, of course, you get a big view of the ocean, but the ocean, doesn't like change, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just really wanted to do it while I was on land, and I did it while I was at King's Wharf in Bermuda, and it was a really, really cool experience. And of course, if you're gonna be in a port, like maybe New York or Miami, you're gonna have a really cool view of what's around you. So I would say try to make a reservation for a day when you are in port. Here's another thing that I think is important to know, and that is that it is not air conditioned inside. And I didn't personally find it to be uncomfortably warm in there. I got warmer and sweatier doing the iFly, which was really amazing, by the way. If you haven't seen that video yet, search for it in my library or look in the description below. And the whole thing takes, I don't know, maybe like 5-6 minutes to get up. And you swivel a little bit and then you come back down. And it was a warm day when I was there, and I didn't feel like all that uncomfortable in it, but if you're somebody who needs to be like in air conditioning all the time, then I don't know, maybe not the best thing for you. As I said, not only does it rise like all the way up until this arm is basically vertical in the air, but it also swivels left and right, so you go out sort of over the side of the ship and come back and over to the other side, and like I said, it's all about getting a good view. And if you're really interested in seeing more of the ship, then you should stay to the like the front of it, because when it goes up, that's the side that you will see most of the ship from. And if you stay while you're entering the pod, if you go like to the back of it, like where the door is that you walk inside, then you'll see out over the front of the ship, but there's not like a lot of ship to see on that side. Do you know what I mean? And as far as getting a place, I assumed that when we got inside and when we got up, everybody was going to be like walking around and be like, okay, look out this side for a little while and look out that side for a little while. And basically that's what everybody did, except for one woman. This woman walked in, put herself right in the middle, right at like the front, like the best place to view the ship, and she put her elbows out, grabbed onto the bar, and she did not move for the entire thing. And I don't know if it's because she was maybe, like a little paranoid and she was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay here and I'll be fine. Or I don't know. I got kind of annoyed with her because I thought, honey, the rest of us want to get like a really centered picture too. It would be nice if, maybe somebody else could go there for a minute maybe, but no, she didn't move. Then when you get back down, you exit and go back down the stairs on the other side or take the elevator back down and you're done. If you have a fear of like heights or closed spaces and you're wondering if you should do this, I would say no, don't do it. I don't have a fear of heights, I don't have a fear of closed spaces, but I just want to make it clear to you that when this thing goes up, it feels like you are really, really high off the ground. And, the cabin, there's really not much around it, It's just a really interesting feeling. There's nothing about it that felt like you don't feel like a quick motion going up or coming back down. So there's no, like tickle in your stomach or G-forces or anything like that. But it just feels really, really high and sort of like really vulnerable in a way. So if you're afraid of heights, if you have a fear of spaces or falling or things like that, I just really wouldn't suggest doing this. In case you're wondering, at least on the cruise I was on, it does not cost anything extra. It's included in the price of your cruise. And like I said, you need to make a reservation to do it. I'm assuming that it's like some of the other like really e-ticket attractions on the ship that once you make a reservation, then you can only reserve it once. However, like I said, I'm pretty sure if you want to do it again or if you don't have a reservation, if you go up there a couple times and just ask, are there any places free in the next ride, I bet that eventually you'll get lucky and they will let you go up. And that's the experience. I don't know what else there is to say about it. I really enjoyed it. It's such an innovative thing to have on a cruise ship, and I would definitely do it again. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. I've got a lot more videos about cruise ships on my channel, so be sure to subscribe here. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Special thanks, as always, to all the VIPs over at patreon.com/veryunofficial, as well as everybody over there. And I think it's time for another secret word, and the secret word is speed. I don't know, I just thought that would be an easy one to hide into a comment. So, if you've watched the video till this end, if you're hearing me say this right now, then somehow fit the word speed into your comment, and I'll know that you watched till the end. See you on Sunday.